Welcome back to Gossip Media for the latest in pop culture, fashion, music, celebrity gossip, entertainment news, and business highlights. Let's get to today's stories. Halle Bailey was recently granted a restraining order against her ex DDG after alleged attacks. Now, Halle and DDG were together for 2 years, and within that 2 years, they got Halo, which is their son. Now, let's read what the accusations are. Halle Bailey was issued a restraining order after claiming DDG physically attacked her multiple times. In documents, she claimed things first got physical in January, they broke up back in October, and Halle says DDG came over to pick up their son Halo, and she tried to start a conversation with him about the child's visitation schedule. As she was buckling Halo into the car seat, she claims DDG grew agitated and repeatedly said, "Get out of my car, bitch." Halle says the baby was crying and she got nervous about DDG leaving him in such an agitated state. That's when they allegedly started wrestling, with DDG pulling her hair, slamming her face on his steering wheel, and chipping her tooth. Halle says she was in pain and crying, and although that stopped the fighting, she was still worried about Halo. So, she remained in the car for the ride over to DDG's house, where she told his family what happened. Once they told her that they would take care of the baby, she left hysterical and with bruises on her arms to accompany her chipped tooth. She attached photos of her injuries in her request for a restraining order. The judge granted Halle a domestic violence restraining order requiring DDG to stay 100 yards away and gave her permission to take nearly 18-month-old Halo to Italy, where she will be filming a movie for 2 months. DDG has to stop posting or streaming about her and their child. Halle claims her ex has been whipping his fans into a frenzy by trashing her when he live streams. DDG was live streaming when the news broke, and that's when he found out that he had a restraining order. So let's take a look at his reaction.
Damn, bro. Should I get a stylist? Why are they saying GGTMZ? Let's see. Why are they saying GGTMZ? Alright, I'm looking at her story now. What? Oh, fuck me. Fuck all that, fuck all that. Don't even.
That can't even be real.
Fuck all that, bro. Fuck all that.
But that can't even be real. That's the thing.
But don't even. But you remember we talked about last night? Fuck all that. Let me say something. It's not.
No, I'm saying, but I don't know where that even came from.
Yo, stop these fake allegations. This is a father. This is a real person. It's a good human being.
Even, but I don't.
But hey, bro, we on stream, bro.
Come on, like I gotta be.
Just don't do it, bro. Come here, come here.
Don't even make no
Fuck all that. That's like feeling like, damn, bro. Fuck all that. That's my real friend. We're not gonna do no false shit to ruin this stream. He's a great human being. He does a lot for a lot of people. He's a man. He's a father, and we're gonna respect him. We're gonna love him. WDDG, and fuck anyone that got anything to say.
Fuck the fake narratives, my nigga. Stop the bullshit.
So after the news broke, I could tell that DDG was a little shocked, even though he had a little smile on his face like he was in disbelief. And he did not say much, but his friends spoke up for him. His mom made an Instagram post saying, "Hello, Jesus, take the wheel. I don't usually comment or say anything on this internet, even with all the negativity, the lies, and hatred towards minds. However, these accusations have made me realize that I have been quiet too long." For the past few months, ever since they've broken up, DDG has come to the internet trashing Halle, calling her out, and, trying to taint her character and the person that we know as the Little Mermaid. And I feel like that is quite annoying. So for her to move in this way, the legal way and the right way, he can't be mad, And also with the abusive allegations, with his friends saying that that's not true and he's a good father and all those things. There was some tweets. You know, the internet, nothing is forgotten on the internet. So persons found some tweets of Ruby Rose accusing him of the exact same thing. And he was threatening her, saying that he's going to end her career. And I feel like that's what he was trying to do with Halle. He was trying to taint her image. I also have some screenshots and everything. We're going to get into it. So in the screenshot, he said, I get you mad, but I'm telling you, Ruby, I'm not Lala. I'ma fuck your whole career up. Don't do it to yourself. I got love for you. I really don't want to do you bold online. I'm telling you, it's going to be bad, Ruby. Just stop. She replied with, it's already bad and you're threatening to end my career. If I tell people how you hit on me, more things to show on my live. Thank you. He said, LOL, if you go live, bro, just know you really lost me. Have a blast. You're gonna lose all respect from me and anybody I fuck with or anybody that fuck with you. Just think before you do. That's all I'm gonna say. After this, there's a picture of her with the same bruises that Halle had. The proof in the pudding right there. Halle has the same bruises that Ruby has, and she also documented the chipped tooth that was caused by the incident in the car. So after the incident in the car, Halle reported that 4 days later, she claims he really exploded when he came back to her house. Halle told him she and the baby were sick and she didn't want Halo to leave home, and she claims that's when he got verbally abusive, smashed her Ring camera, and ran away with Halle's phone. As he drove off, she claims DDG threw her phone out his window and yelled to her, "Go get it, bitch." The incident prompted Halle to go file a police report, and she says she also has Ring footage to back up her side of the story. She also alleges that DDG creeped her out in March when he showed up at her home, entered the house without permission, went up to her bedroom, and texted a pic of her empty bed, along with the text, "Now I know what you've been on, LOL." Ali says she interpreted the text as DDG accusing her of having sex with other people. A few days ago, Halle posted a photo of herself along with Chloe and baby Halo on an exotic island, and it was released to the press that it's in the Bahamas with Brent Fayez, and DDG sent her that photo and said, "This is foul, bet." He also said, "You think you're hurting my feelings when you're really just hurting your own image. This is a terrible look. Makes you look disgusting and evil. Enjoy your vacation. Happy Mother's Day. But just have the same energy when it's my turn to have him. I'm on the same shit." This is a conversation between Halle and DDG's mother. She said, "I'm back the end of month. He misses you too." The mother responded, "Yay, that's not too long, LOL." Halle then said, "Hi, just wanted to keep you in the loop. We will be back the 11th now. Haven't heard about Moo getting Halo later this week as we lightly talked about before. If he will be in town, would you like to get him the 27th and return him the 4th? Otherwise, I can keep him until we're back, but just wanted to let you know we will be back on the 11th. The mom responded and said, "Okay, and I will double check with him and let you know." The mom responded a few days later saying, "I forgot to text you. He said he will wait until you get back to get him." Someone shared this screenshot on Twitter and they captioned it with, "So you mean to tell me weeks before the Met, she asked DDG's mama, did he want to see Alo, and he said that he'll wait until after she was done filming and made it home. Then the week of the Met, he tried to flip it on Halle and play like she was keeping the child from him. A true narcissist." For me, DDG just looks like a spoiled kid. right? When you look on his face, he looks like a brat, someone who likes to throw a tantrum and, someone that's just mischievous. That's what I see. I don't know him personally, but I'm just saying, like, looking at him. So I could be wrong, right? But also with him just being in the media talking about her, it's not a good look. And on top of that, one of the last videos I watched with him ranting about her, he dropped a song after saying, "Please don't take my son away." So I'm like, are you intentionally doing this just because you want to promote your music? So you're provoking the situation and making it seem as if she's trying to keep the child away from you. Soulja Boy wasted no time jumping on Twitter to voice his opinion on DDG and Halle's situation. He tweeted, "You a bitch ass nigga for putting your hands on Halle little nigga. He had DDG and he said, if I catch you, I'm beating the fuck out you." Now, Soulja Boy should not be one to talk, especially when it comes to domestic violence, because he has a lot of history with that same topic, right? From various exes and women. So I don't know why he felt the need to come on the internet to pretend like he's something that he's not. However, I do feel bad for DDG and I do feel bad for Halle, and I feel especially bad for Halo because I know that this is not a good look. Keep things off the internet, right? DDG knows Halle has a reputation. He shouldn't have gone on the internet to call her out or anything. Deal with everything behind closed doors. Anyway, moving on to the next topic. Nicki Minaj's sister, Ming Li, has been casted on the new season of Baddies by Natalie Nunn, and it is reported that after she was casted, Nicki Minaj unfollowed Natalie Nunn. So I went to be nosy and I realized that she did unfollow her. However, Natalie still follows Nicki. And I don't know why she would unfollow her. Despite Nicki not having a relationship with Ming, I know that that's her sister and she loves her, right? So I feel like Ming wants to be famous. She wants to be somebody, and Nicki Minaj's shoes is a big shoe to fill. But Ming is putting herself out there and she's going for it in however way she can. And to be honest, I've never watched Baddies, guys. I'm not into that type of reality TV, but I feel like Ming is going out there. She's putting herself, she's trying, and if she's trying, give her credit. I don't think Baddies is the best show for her to be on, but I've heard that it pays well and, you can take one opportunity and make it into a mountain. So I'm not sure what Ming really wants to do. I know I think dabbled in music, but I more believe she would be better suited in fashion and modeling. She has that look. So I wish her the best. It's not an easy journey and she's doing it by herself. Nicki did it by herself. And I like the fact that she has guts to put herself out there to chase her dreams. So congratulations to you, Ming. It was reported that incarcerated Tory Lanez was stabbed 14 times, including 7 wounds to his back, 4 to his torso, and 2 to the back of his head and 1 to the left side of his face. Both of his lungs collapsed and he was placed on a breathing apparatus. He is now breathing on his own, but despite being in pain, he is talking normally and in good spirits and is deeply thankful to God for pulling him through. He also wants to thank everyone for their continued prayers and support. The inmate who allegedly stabbed Tory Lanez in prison this week has been identified as Santino Casio, and he's already serving life in prison with the possibility for parole. A representative from the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation told the Post that Casio, 42, is being investigated for allegedly attacking the rapper at a housing unit in California Correctional Institution. On Monday, May 12, at approximately 7:20 a.m. Cassio's rap sheet is a mile long and dates back to 2004 when he was sentenced to life with the possibility of parole for second-degree murder, first-degree attempted murder, personal use of a dangerous or deadly weapon, and inflict great bodily injury, per the CDCR spokesperson. On January 3rd, 2008, during his incarceration, Cassio was sentenced to an additionally 6 years for assault by a prisoner with a deadly weapon of force likely to cause great bodily injury, the CDCR representative shared with the Post. Over 10 years later, he was given an additionally 2 years for possession and manufacture of a deadly weapon by a prisoner. Cassio's mugshot dated June 7, 2022, reveals a bald, heavily tattooed man. Now, this news is very sad. Thank God Tory, did not pass or anything like that. And I want to send fast healing and well wishes to him and his family. And that's all for today, guys. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Bye!